tyrannical rule of the Nazis and their partners in crime around the world. The outcome of World War II should have been very different, but the harvesting of a rare mineral from a secret moon base allowed the Nazis to accelerate the development of highly advanced weaponry and unexplained technology that gave them the upper hand in this battle for world domination. We bring you this message from the future in the hope that the courageous men at Fort Dix can work on a plan to reverse the outcome of the war. They need you to enlist your skills to the cause.
It's been 26 years since Rocket Ranger was released by CinemaWare. It brought all of the classic 1930s Rocketmen serials to life, playing on an alternative reality where the Nazis won World War II because of a secret mineral they were mining on the moon. In typical CinemaWare fashion, it blended a mix of strategy and action elements, with the player taking on the main role, directing a team of special agents and fighting in different locations against the enemy.
Many of you have seen the campaign to remaster Wings, which we proudly delivered this year to our fans. We had limited resources, but a lot has been accomplished since then. Now, the same team has assembled a game ready to reimagine Rocket Ranger, one of the best loved CinemaWare titles in history. We really need your help. Please support us by pledging towards this Kickstarter project.
We will take the original story, but add extra elements to the gameplay, such as new territories across the whole world, new secret locations underwater, on islands, in the air and on the moon, upgrades to your equipment and rocket pack, new game sequences and mini-games, greater depth in the use of special agents, vastly updated graphics and sound effects, and a new, deeper, more developed storyline. And aside from all that, Sound Games, who restored the amazing soundtrack in Wings, will also produce new and remastered sound and music tracks that evoke the same feelings from the original game in all their glory.
Nach der erfolgreichen Veröffentlichung von Wings Remastered Edition wollen wir jetzt auch den Rocket Ranger in die Lüfte erheben. Unterstützt bitte diese Kampagne.
We've been making games for 30 years, including some classic Amiga, console and PC games.
We really want to go beyond expectations, but we need resources to do so. So remember, the more we can raise, the more content and features Rocket Ranger will have. This is one of the greatest CinemaWare games ever made, and a new Rocket Ranger deserves all the resources we can gather.
Yes, hello, welcome to another live stream from CinemaWare. Yeah, we are right now 6 days away from our the end of our Kickstarter campaign, and yeah, right now I want to start with something really good and really cool, is because yeah, we are very near to our to our goal and to get funded. Right now we are maybe one pledge a pledge away to reach $76,000 that are maybe 80,000 83 not 80,000 83% of the goal that we have. And yeah, it looks good. We have done a lot in the last weeks. As you see, we have released a demo version, and we also have some we have also some as I said, some new material announced, and also maybe and we also, sorry, it's late here, and we also released today a new demo with some new levels. We have an end boss there, and a new level which is on the Canyon secret base, but we will talk about later. And we have a special guest today. It's Joerg Droege from the Scene World magazine. He will join us later after I played and showed you some in-game material. And yes, so what happened the last week? So it was a little bit quiet about backing, and but also we ask some people to join the campaign, and also some investors, and that happened. But also yesterday, Ron Gilbert and Gary Winnick with from Thimbleweed Park. I think you heard about this little Kickstarter campaign. They want to make a classic click and point adventure in the classic graphic style. And they were very successful. They crossed 500,000. Reached their stretch goals after a couple of days. Reached their funding after a couple of days, and yes, and also both they are supporting us, and we want to say thank you for supporting us, because they're doing a lot of they posted in on Twitter, and also yesterday they made an upgrade, and this helps us also a little bit, and yes, so. What happened either? I want to show this. We posted also on our Facebook page, and I have nothing more to say. Maybe pay a little bit attention about the next days and weeks. What happens now is some of you guessed it right, because about the Facebook page that's also mentioned in the poster. It's a movie. Yes, and we will announce something about this very soon. Also, another project which I speak a lot of. It came from the desert. The action game Extended Cut. It's an unreleased Mega Drive game. We released the ROM a couple of years ago for free in the internet, but never released the game as really as a module with case and everything. And yes, we will do this next year. We announced it, and if you are interested, go to the website desert.cinemaware.com. and you will get some informations about it came from the desert, the Mega Drive, and also when the pre-ordering process starts. This is a Mega Drive game with manual, with a module, with a cartridge, sure, and a poster. And so, it will be a limited edition. So be fast, and we're working together with Watermelon, the guys who also made Pier Solar for the Mega Drive or Genesis. Maybe depends on which region you come. And yes, maybe I explained a little bit, and then I will go now direct to the game. Just a second, I have to start it. Oh, it's an old PC. Hopefully my PC will work. The game works perfectly with the game and the demo playing. So yes, we will see. So as I explained before, there first comes a new level, the old level you know, and then there will come a new level. This will join us. So there we are. As explained before, it's a pre-alpha. So this is correct. There are no textures in this picture. And yes, I will explain something about the menus and later after this I played the game, and I will show you, because when I when Joerg has joined me in this. So I have to watch the right monitor, looking to the streaming. Yeah. With the start sequence, there are a lot of questions who are asking, will it be easier or harder? It will be easier. It's not so hard. not many this also in the open demos. This is a new action carrier. It's not in the original game. Remember this from the old game. Through the machine guns and yeah. I have to avoid that. Okay, I've changed a little bit the audio level, so hopefully it's better now. And this is one. This is now the one of the end boss. You have to wait until it comes a little bit nearer, and now you have to shoot the engines and the machine guns. Sorry for the audio, it's not better. It's a little bit tricky on this side. And if you have all engines, then you feel and explodes. Will change the sound also. I think now it will be the best. So this is the new level. Yeah. Also some tanks, but also new enemies. There will also be later here some machine guns. And that's, yeah, this is a secret base. Vergeltungswaffe 1 starting. And there's also, you see, the new engines, some tanks. also want to fight him. I don't know why they would be nice guys. And I'm also in German, so why they would try to kill me, but yes. Okay, so they want to kill me, I will kill them. And then you see the big one, a really big tank. Shoot in at the end, and yes, to be continued. Hopefully, because if you support us, then it will be continued. So, we will now... So, now I invite Joerg Droege, as that from the Scene World magazine. I will call him now. Hopefully, Joerg, you are ready.
Hello, Sven.
Yeah, 1 second. I have to put your audio. So now it should be at the same level as mine. And you have to change it a little bit. We have to lower the game sound and to do this. Yeah. So thank you, Joerg, for joining me here in the live stream at this very late evening.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and yeah, as I said before, Joerg is the owner of the Scene World magazine. And yeah, it's a disc magazine for the Commodore 64. Yes, you heard me right, and I'm not drunk. It's really a disc magazine. Joerg, tell us a little bit about the Scene World magazine.
Well, all started a long time ago, like 14 years ago, when we had this idea of making a magazine that would work on NTSC, so on American machines and on PAL, so European machines, and that the demo scene that are divided, the user groups that are divided due to the different standard would be united. So that was the idea, and this is.
So we are back now, and I think Joerg should be audio should be also know better.
Test.
Also, the audio is going perfectly loud. I will check it again, but
okay, all right.
So 1 second.
No problem.
Yeah, that's audio level should be fine now. Yeah, sorry for this. There was a problem with the yeah. Yeah, stream will be continue. The audio is now more balanced. Yeah, great. Okay.
Good.
In German we say Reboot tut gut.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So yes, please start again with your magazine, and then we go over to.
Okay. Well, so as I said, there is this separation due to the different broadcast standards, NTSC and PAL, and there was no magazine around that would cover both user groups that were separated due to the differences of the speed of the C64 computer. And our idea was to unite both user groups to have a magazine that covers all, and also not only the demo scene, but also games and GEOS news, whatsoever. So, yeah.
Okay, great. But personally, you're also connected to Cinemaware and the games, right?
Yes, well, because I got my C64 due to my grandfather on my 8th birthday in 1990, and so we were playing the Cinemaware games when I was a child and a teenager. So this is how I'm personally connected to the Cinemaware games, especially the Defender of the Crown and Rocket Ranger on the C64.
Okay, that was my next question. What's your favorite Cinemaware game? But you answered it. Okay, so you played the new demo today.
Yes, I did. Yes, I was excited to hear that you are going to release a new demo, and I was seriously playing it, and it's really very good.
Okay, that's I wanted to hear. That's what I paid for you. No, just kidding. Okay, so the difference about this demo and the first one is there are a couple of new things, like the map of the Fort Dixon. This is first draft. Uh, we will be doing it later, looking more exciting, and also the other areas will be open. But as for a demo, you have also here the possibility to join the war room, where you get also your information and yeah, from your kernel, what you have to do, what is the next mission, and uh, yeah. So the next thing is you also remember it from the original game. It's the world map. It looks a little bit different. Um, there was I reached the days some question why there are no swastikas in this game right now. There's one reason. I live in Germany, and in Germany it's not allowed to show swastika in video games. So you see in this game no swastikas. The international version, which will be released, has swastika inside, and also the German version will have no swastika inside. There are also only crosses, but this is the only thing that is different to the international version because of the German law here, because you are not allowed to do this. Yeah, so you will see in this map your target area when you are where you are flying. And yes, Jörg, would you were you a little bit remind on the old game?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I was like, wow, this looks like the old ones, original ones, but a lot different. I have to admit, at the first time, I was clicking around like, where I have to click now, or you click on the globe, and then like, woo, now it's working. So this was quite a nice experience to see that there is some interactivity in the middle of the screen. I was not prepared for that.
Yeah, see, I think this is something we you have to be more bring it up to the modern times and modern screen. But yes, we have also the ticker inside with the information about what happens now. Yeah, okay, here's to fight the future. That is this sentence, this important sentence for the game, fight the future. Why fight the future? Maybe you remember that the Rocket Ranger get all his equipment from the future. Because in this time, the Nazis or the other race have are ruling the world, and they sending the material back so that you can fight the future and change the time. So yeah, what was your first experience with this end boss?
Well, I have to admit, and this kind of game, I have to play it a couple of times to beat it. And as you know, you were on the retro market event in Mannheim, and as you probably noticed, I was coming back to the demo all the time because I wanted to complete it. So I was very caught with that game, and I think and I hope the final, when the Kickstarter campaign is successful, will be well alike like that. So it's like a drug to me.
Yeah, okay. So and today when you beat the end boss, it was also a little bit tricky, or
Yes, well, that's because basically I'm better in racing games. So
okay.
so I'm lucky that the first levels were not too hard, so
Yeah.
even I could beat it. So
Yeah, in the end game there will be also different levels. Yeah, difficulties. So yeah, it should be no problem for everyone to play the game and also beat it. Yes, as we say, the starting sequence will be also different to the original game. To be honest, it was really hard to start in the original game. Today I played often the original game, and I get it one time. One time I was successful in starting. This was so it's really hard. So, but we will make this easier. Or yeah, it's one thing we will do in
Yeah,
the
that's
new
true.
game.
That's true. The starting sequence was so hard.
Yeah.
You take like dozens of times to master it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, is this hard? How can they make it that hard? So I'm glad to hear that you're making it easier on the new version then.
Yeah, sure. It must be easier. So yeah, this is a sequence from the new level, from the canyon level, where you see the secret base with this airships starting there, or will be repaired, and also the enemies attacking you, like the planes, but also some new enemies like the tanks that attacks you. We made some teaser with some artwork you see before. We posted on Facebook, and yeah, you see there the script of the some sheets of the tanks, and there are the first appearance of the tanks, also a new enemy in the game. And you see in the back you see the airships. Yeah, maybe they will be built or repaired. It's a secret airship depot. And yeah, here we have a little bit more action, explosion. A lot of explosion will happen in Rocket Ranger. And this, the last picture of our slideshow is the big tank. And yeah, it's a little bit easy to destroy him here because it's the end of the demo. And I think it's really perfectly fit into the to the game. And also, yeah, after this the screen appears made to be continued ? And yes, how do you like the canyon level, Jörg?
Oh yes, a lot. I mean, it reminded me a bit about Afterburner that also had a canyon levels. So this game reminds me of other games that I used to play in the 80s and 90s and still play nowadays. So yes, so I have to say it's a very good mix of different levels, a lot of variety, and so what can I say? I think it's really perfectly, and I like the details of it and the animation you put. So you really feel like in a movie, kind of, which is why you say Cinemaware, I guess.
Yeah,
as a company name.
Thank you. Anything you wish for the final game? So
well, that's a good question. That's a good question. Well, you could make an experience, a surprise experience of other games you published in the game somehow. That's quite nice. I mean, I like that about Afterburner, that you suddenly had an outrun car on the ground and stuff.
You have it came from the desert. When you're going to the drive-in theater, you go to if you join the drive-in theater, you see a Rocket Ranger flying on the cinema. So in the cinema, so that was a really cool gimmick. I liked about it. Came from this. Yeah, maybe you can. Maybe some of the end bosses will be a big size ant or something like this. So,
yeah, well, I have to admit I never played on the Amiga, so I don't really know about this. It came from the desert.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe you get next year your chance to play the action game on the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive. So
oh, of course, I have a Mega Drive. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me either. So, Jörg, thank you for joining us here tonight and tell us a little bit about the a little bit about the your experience with the game and also of you. So if you have something else to say, what you want to say, or greet someone, so feel free.
Well, of course, I greet all my friends and all my friends in the scene, co-workers, all the other friends, family. Thank you for the support of my hobby. I'm very happy for that. And yeah, and if you want to check out the interviews we did with Cinemaware recently, that would be at cineworld.org/podcast. So you can listen to the podcast we did with Sven Fessing and Matt Falkers from Cinemaware.
Yeah, correct. It was one, I think one month ago. Yeah, so
exactly.
Really saying, yeah, there was also so some comment of the chat is you should add some ants on the ground for the final version. Yeah, maybe we will do this. So any other questions in the chat? Feel free to ask. Lars is also in the chat and can answer your question. I have to wait a little bit because the streaming depends a little bit, and so yeah. Okay, so no other questions. If there were any questions, we are a couple of minutes still in the chat. And
yes, I'm here too.
Can you say the address again, Joerg?
Oh, sure. That would be cineworld.org. That would be our disc mag, and also our podcast, and also the interviews we do with tech pioneers, Skype video interviews. So we do all those three things.
You made one of the last interviews with Ralph Baer.
Exactly. Yes.
Which passed away.
I did the last one.
Yeah,
with Ralph Baer.
Yeah.
And the longest one.
Yeah.
And people really complimented me for the length of the interview.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I mean, I prefer to make long interviews, and I guess you know it from your own experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, I guess it's from my own experience. Great interview. Okay, so no other questions. Then thank you for joining us, Joerg, and thank you for watching our stream. And
You're
yeah,
welcome.
we will back next week maybe with a bigger live stream at the end of our Kickstarter.
I will check it out.
Okay.
Definitely.
So thank you. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.